Yo, peace was good. Welcome to another song my CD collection. This is part 95. I know it's been about 2 months since I did one. These are some CDs I bought over the past month and a half and stuff like that. Month and change. And I do have another batch and expect some greatness from that batch. But this one, this batch is okay, but the next one, I promise you guys, is gonna be some fire. That's all I have to say about that. Alright. First CD I want to show you guys is D'Angelo's second album titled Voodoo, released in 2000. I already have his first album, Brown Sugar, that came out in 1995. Very dope album. Everybody considers that as a classic album. You know what I mean? D'Angelo. What can you say about D'Angelo? This dude, like, he is literally a messiah in music, man. Like, this dude is. He's the truth. Like, he's like the Jimi Hendrix / Marvin Gaye of the 21st century. That's the best way I could describe D'Angelo. This dude right here, fucking dope, man. He has several singles. The singles are Devil's Power, which is actually featured on the Belly soundtrack. Dope soundtrack, by the way. Left and Right feature Method Man and Redman. Dope song right there. Set It On, Untitled, and Feel Like Making Love. Untitled, everybody knows that video when he's like naked and shit like that. You just see the top and you see like the V line and shit like that. Like, girls were going fucking crazy over that shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, pretty dope album. I really like it. You don't have to skip a track, and that's how dope this song is. One of my favorite songs on the album is Spanish Joint. Very dope song right there. The acoustic version of that joint is fucking sick. I kind of prefer that version over the album version, but the album version is dope too. But check that out. Go on YouTube, type in Spanish Joint, the acoustic. I think it's called acoustic version or something like that. Definitely check that joint. It has like a more live version to it, but to me it sounds a lot better. I don't know. It's pretty dope. But yeah, D'Angelo with Voodoo, released in 2000, classic album. If you guys, I'm pretty sure some of you guys are gonna ask me which album do I like better. I kind of like Brown Sugar a little bit more than Voodoo, even though Voodoo is a great album, and Black Messiah is fucking dope. Definitely need to get my hands on that album. It's one of those albums that I know I can always get, but I'll get it one day and whatever. And what I like about D'Angelo is that with his music is that he actually he likes to use analog equipment. He doesn't like his shit sounding like polished. He likes his shit sounding like mad raw and gritty and stuff like that, and it shows in the music and stuff like that. So that's what I like about that joint right there. All right. Next album I'm gonna show you guys is US3's Broadway and 52nd album. This is their second album. This was released back in 1997. US3 is a jazz hip hop group. I think they're based out of New York. I'm not sure, because I do have their first album, Hand on the Torch, that came out in '93. I showed that years ago. It's a group, like I said, it's a New York based group, whatever. I forgot the name of the lead rapper on the album, but I think he left after the first album. They replaced him with another artist. But what makes this album special is that for all my underground heads, they would know Shabam Sadiq is actually featured on this album. He does a bulk of the album and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. I didn't know until I looked it up and I did some research on this album. And Shabam Sadiq actually does in this is on the majority of the songs of the album. But I don't know if a lot of people knew that, but I thought I'd just share that with you guys. Pretty dope album. What's cool about this album, as well as the first album, well, for one, it's under Blue Note Records, which is pretty dope. And what's cool about it is that they actually allowed the hip hop group to actually to delve into like the archives, the Blue Note archives, so they could sample whatever records they had in their arsenal, in their archives and shit like that, and they wouldn't charge them whatever because they're part of the group. Part of the record label, which I think is pretty cool. I think if record labels would do that, I think a lot of hip hop would be a lot better. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, there's nothing like sample based hip hop, man. Like, I mean, the organic stuff is cool. The live instrumentation is cool, but ain't nothing about like sample based music, man. That's just my opinion. You do have like some like live instrumentation, but a lot of it's like samples and stuff like that. But it's pretty good. I fucks with this album. This album definitely has like a more mature sound compared to the first album. It definitely has some elements of the first album, kind of like some of the production, but not exactly. If that makes sense. If you guys listen to the first album, you'll see what I mean. But this is a very good album. I fucks with this album. I think Shabam Sadiq being on the album definitely makes it a lot better too. But this is USG 3, Broadway and 52nd, released in 1997. Next album, finally got my hands on this album. Been trying to get this joint for a minute. Finally got it. Public Enemy's He Got Game soundtrack, released in 1998. I was the soundtrack to the movie He Got Game. They do all the beats. I mean, they do all the songs and stuff like that. It's kind of like with State Property doing the soundtrack, but it was actually served as their first album, which I think is pretty clever too. But this is just a soundtrack album, but it's not really a studio album. But you might as well. I do consider it an album, but the masters don't really consider it an album. It's just considered like a soundtrack album. But even though they do all the songs and stuff like that, the singles off this album, I believe, are. I think He Got Game was a single. Game Face, I believe, was a single as well. Pretty dope album. DR Period, there's a couple of the beats on the album, that kind of thing. It's a cool album. It's not the best material, but it definitely got some decent stuff on this album. But yeah, He Got Game by Public Enemy, released in 1998. Finally got my hands on this album. I've been trying to get this for a minute. Alright. Next album, which is pretty much more of a blind buy. But I figured like let me get this because of the association of this dude's name. Alright. KRS-One featuring Peedo and the Lunar Empire, released in 2004. Peedo, he's an MC. I believe he's from New York. I don't know too much about him, but I'm assuming that he obviously, he's affiliated with KRS-One. He was like under KRS-One at one point. And because of that, I saw KRS-One. I was like, let me pick that up. You know what I'm saying? The name is kind of suspect, Peedo, but it is what it is. Not judging the man, but it's like, hey, it is what it is. It's pretty decent. You know what I mean? It's not the best. The production definitely got some stuff. Peedo's okay, kind of average in my opinion. He's alright. You know what I mean? It's not like his delivery and his voice kind of bothers me. You know what I'm saying? But I guess it's listenable. But the production definitely makes up for the album. That kind of thing. It's definitely nothing to write home about. But like I said, if you're a KRS-One fan, you know what I'm saying, you want to know any artist that is under KRS-One, then why not pick this album up? Like I said, this was a blind buy, so I picked it up. You know what I'm saying? So and definitely it's from X-Ray Records. X-Ray Records, home of people like Megalon, the home, like people like from Dark Mind, X-Ray, the Mind Bender, the producer, Quite Deaf, from Not Clan, you guys know, if you guys know MF Doom, you guys will know those people that I'm talking about, Tommy Guns, people like that. Like that's that real underground shit. King Ghidorah, all that shit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, KRS-One, Peedo, and the Lunar Empire, released in 2004. Next album is, I've showed this before, but there's a reason why I bought it again. And it's Lloyd Banks' Hunger for More. This is the special edition. This one comes with the DVD, so I definitely had to get my hands on that. So This time it came with the DVD, so I was like, you know what, let me pick it up. You know, definitely, because the last time I bought it, I got it from the flea market. It only came with the CD, but it didn't come with the DVD. So I was like, fuck that, let me get that. I saw it, I was like, yeah, I definitely have to pick it up. So yeah, this is the special edition with the DVD. I haven't seen the DVD yet. I will one of these days, but yeah, Lloyd Banks, Hunger for More. This is his debut album released in 2004. Next album is Jay-Z's 11th album titled The Blueprint 3, released in 2009. Everybody in the mother should know who Jay-Z is. He's definitely one of the GOATs, you know, I can't lie. But over the years, he has put out some like subpar albums in my opinion. Black Album being one of them. Very subpar, very average, very overrated. It sucked in my opinion. What saved him was the lyrics and stuff like that, but the production on the album, but that's a whole different story. I've mentioned that before on the introduction that I did with Jay-Z, then like last year that I did it at, so definitely check that out. This is his 11th album. Excuse me. There was a lot of hype coming with this album because Timbaland had put out a rumor saying that he was gonna do the whole album, like production wise, but you know Jay-Z was pretty much like, nah, that's bullshit. You know, not in those words, but you know I'm just paraphrasing what he said. And he only did I think like a couple of tracks, or did like 1 or 2 tracks on the album. This album was it wasn't all that good to be honest with you. The first Blueprint to me is a classic. Blueprint 2 was a dud. This is no different. Definitely got some decent songs. The singles off the album are DOA, which is the death of autotune. Give me 1 second. Let me change the song. Sorry about that. Alright, so like I said, DOA, Death of Autotune, which was pretty big. It was okay, but it didn't really get. It wasn't as popular as his other reviews. I mean, other singles off this album that I'm about to mention. That was definitely more for like more hip hop heads and stuff like that. So, Run This Town, fucking hate that song. That was a single. Empire State of Mind, I fucking hate that song too. You know, I know a lot of people say that represents New York and stuff like that, but there's so much other hip hop songs that represents New York to the fullest. You know what I mean? But you know, I guess for this generation, that's their song that represents New York to the fullest. But I don't know. I'm from the old New York, but that's just me. On to the next one featuring Swiss Beats. That was pretty dope. I like that song a lot. Young Forever was a single. Yeah, so DOA, Death of Autotune, Run This Town, Empire State of Mind, on to the next one, and Young Forever. Those are the singles of the album. Again, another subpar album by Jay-Z. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Jay-Z, but I'm afraid of this Jay-Z. This album right here, and a lot of people shit on this album. I don't know why, but this album fucking shits on this album. I'm sorry. This album right here, I mean, you got songs like Money Cash Holes. I mean, even I know that was a single and stuff like that, but it definitely got some joints. Like that shit was dope. Nigga What, Nigga Who. I mean, that's a class. That's a dope song. If I Should Die Tonight, featuring the Rangers. Hard Knock Life. I mean, come on. A week ago. Reservoir Dogs with LOX, Beanie Siegel, Sauce. Oh my god! I mean, this whole album. I definitely would have to do a review on this album eventually, but that's a whole different other day. But yeah, very subpar albums. I just think over the years, the Jay-Z, he just got too comfortable. You know, he just got too. You know, with the money coming in and him becoming a businessman and stuff like that. I don't know, man. He just got too comfortable. He knows that his fans would eat it up, and then I'm just like, nah, I'm not with that. But yeah, this is Blueprint 3 by Jay-Z, released in 2011. Next album, finally got my hand. I'm glad to own it. Glad I found it, and it is Ice-T, The Classic Collection. This was released in 1993. This is a compilation album. This is pretty much This was a compilation album of songs that he did from the early to mid '80s, particularly 1982 to 1986. This is when he was like more of a DJ and stuff like that. He was rapping, but this is like way before Rhyme Pays and Power and albums like that. So this is way before that. So this was like more. He was like more the electro rap kind of thing. Justin Lover, Arabian Prince, like that kind of thing, kind of feel. But the thing he was rapping about was kind of different, compared to the other cats. But yeah. I like it. It's different from the stuff that I'm used to from Ice-T. But it definitely shows you guys, how he sounded back in the early to mid '80s. You know what I mean? Like I said, a lot of stuff is on vinyl, but they were nice enough to put it on CD. Like all the stuff, like if you can't find it on vinyl, it's on this album. But unfortunately, this is out of print, and it's not expensive, but it's pretty rare. But yeah, good luck finding it. Like I said, you have to be Ice-T fan to really appreciate this album. The only thing that's close to Rhyme Pays is 6 in the Morning, which is actually featured on that album Rhyme Pays, because that song actually came out in 1986 before the album came out. So, but yeah, cool compilation album. Like I said, you guys want to hear how Ice-T sounded back in 1982, 83, 84, 85, 86. This will be the compilation to pick up. Alright, so Ice-T, the Classic Collection, released in 1993. Next album, finally got my hands on this. Glad to own it. In Too Deep with Back to the Hotel, released in 1992. I've mentioned Back to the Hotel. I've mentioned In Too Deep before. A Chicano rap group from Vallejo, California, which is like the Bay Area, home of E40, Mac Dre, rest in peace to him. The singles off this album are I think there's like 3 singles. The singles are Toss Up, Back to the Hotel, and I think The Weeknd was a single. Let me check. I got a cheat. Yeah, Back to the Hotel, Toss Up, and The Weeknd. Those are the singles off this album. I like this album. It's really good. Production wise, it definitely kind of reminds me of early DJ Quick, like his production style. From like the first 2 albums. Quick is the Name and Way Too Funky, which I did reviews on those albums. Definitely check those albums out. Not saying he did the production, but the production style definitely remind me of something that it's like influence, like DJ Quick influence, if that makes sense. And they do all the production, so but it's self-produced, and they were under Profile Records, which is the same record label that DJ Quick was at that time too. So that kind of thing. So man, I don't know if he like ghost produced or something, whatever. But yeah, very dope album. Definitely has like that early West Coast sound to it. Very dope, very laid back, but it's a pretty dope album. But yeah, In Too Deep, Back to the Hotel, released in 1982. Very dope album. Definitely need to get the rest of his album. That album like 24/7, 365, which came out back in 1994. I haven't heard that album. If you guys heard it, let me know how that album is, what you guys think of that album, and that kind of thing. All right. Next album. I remember when I used to go digging back in the day. I used to always see this album. all the time, and I never picked it up. I was like, I'm not gonna pick it up, and because just the way it looks, I feel like it was gonna be whack. And I bought it just for the fuck of it, and lo and behold, that shit was so garbage. Oh my god! It is Grandmaster Melle-Mel on Scorpio, The Furious 5, released in 1997. Oh man. I respect what they did in the 80s and stuff like that, but sometimes certain artists from the 80s cannot do shit now. It just sounds so corny. Well, for one, the problem with this album is that they try to follow the Biggie route, using like familiar samples, like the 80s samples, and just like lackluster beats, man. The production. Another thing is it's too much skits, and the skits are the interviews. It's too much of that. For what I understand, from what I looked up, is that the European version actually eliminated all those skits and these had just the songs and stuff like that. But you only could get that with the European version. But this album actually is very cheap, you know what I mean? But did not really care for this album too much. I thought it was kind of whack in my opinion. But like I said, I do respect these guys' contributions to the game. You know, and Melle-Mel being a lyricist and stuff like that. But this album right here is just not a no-go. It's a no-go. Just we're not feeling this album at all. It's like they were trying to be too gangster and I mean, I don't know. It just wasn't that good in my opinion. But yeah, Grandmaster Melle-Mel and the Scorpio out of the Furious 5 is released in 1997. Last album, I was surprised to find this because I'm trying to get more. I'm trying to get their first album, but I'm good with this for now. And it is the Ram Squad with the album Regardless, released in 1997. Ram Squad, they are a hip hop group based out of North Philly, which consists of 4 members. Tommy Hill, rest in peace. Let me see, sorry. So Boy Back, 6ix9ine, Suave, and Tommy Hill. Ram Squad, which stands for the Richard Allen Mob Squad, Richard Allen Mob, which they named after the housing projects they grew up in North Philly, the Richard Allen Homes housing projects and stuff like that in North Philly. Tommy Hill, rest in peace. He got killed back in 2011. He had some dudes. I think he was coming out from a bar or some shit like that. Somebody killed him, like shot him in the back of the head and stuff like that, and he ended up dying. Like they're on the way to the hospital or whatever. But yeah, man, very dope album. And what's crazy, this album goes for a lot of money online, which I didn't know. Sometimes when I pick up albums, I used to go on Discogs. I go to different websites like Amazon, eBay, just to see how much the album's worth and stuff like that. And this usually goes for a lot of money. I've seen it go for as much as like $40 and $60 and stuff like that. And I got it for like $2.99. So I was like, hell yeah. So I gotta score. This album I've heard before, and just that I found it, I was like, yes, I finally got it. This album was actually long out of print. I'm trying to get their first album, Operation Lock the City, that came out like in 1996, but that goes for it's very rare. Like you're not gonna be able to find it. You know what I'm saying? So good luck finding that shit. But if you guys, anybody has a hookup so where I could get their first album, Operation Lock the City, let me know. Alright, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. I know it's not really the best selection of CDs, but you know, I was like, I couldn't really find anything else, so I just picked those albums up and stuff like that. But I promise you guys, the next video, it'll make up for it. I promise you. I fucking promise you guys. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Stay tuned for more. Peace.